somebody basically put up a tweet and said losing by chip is the scrubbiest way to lose. Now he wasn't talking about Chip from Guilty Gear as Mr. Game and Live joked about in our pre-game meeting, but actually losing two chip damage. So I wanted to send out the question: what is some of the scrubbiest ways to lose? What's like the lamest way to lose in your opinion? And we'll start off with the man at the Final Fantasy Beach.
So I know some people aren't going to like this, but I
I'm mad
believe
already.
that like after playing fighting games and winning and losing in different ways, there's not really a scrubbiest way to lose. There really isn't. I mean, every way is viable. I think no way to win is any less scrubby than the other. Like I would say that you could say that some ways are more irritating than others. Like I would say, like, losing by chip is irritating. Losing by timeout is irritating. Losing by somebody just getting you with the same move over and over again is irritating. I would say that like it's it's tough, man. But for the most part, like who's to say what is like the scrubbiest way to win? You know what I mean? Like the scrubbiest way to lose. It's like what it all comes down to is what irritates you the most. What really gets the rage, like brings the rage into your heart. What makes you the saltiest? Because somebody like I could lose my timeout and be like, "Oh, that stinks," but somebody else could be like, "I can't believe I just lost a timeout." It's all about the person who's playing the game. You know what I mean? I think like I honestly, I think like the most irritating way to lose, man. I mean, the most irritating way to lose for me is being KO'd, man. That's the most irritating way for me to lose is somebody just like taking my health from 100% all the way to zero. That's the thing that gets the salt running in my veins. Otherwise, like losing by chip, I'm just kind of like, oh, well. Here's the thing, right? If you've My parents like we watch baseball all the time, and oftentimes somebody will be up by like 5 or 6 points, and then something will happen, and then all of a sudden they lost the game because the referees got involved or whatever, something happened, right? And you know what they always say, it's like if you want to like win by 2, you better be up by 15 or something like that, because what the thing is, like, you shouldn't, if you want to win, you shouldn't be in a position where like you should be losing. You know what I mean? Like you should be laying the groundwork for you to win from the beginning. Don't leave yourself in a position to get chipped. Like if you're at the point where somebody is like able to chip you out, then a lot of wrong things had to happen for you. You had to make a lot of mistakes. A lot of things had to happen for you to be in a position where you're blocking and you have like one health left. And you're like, oh geez, how did I get in this position? It's too late, bro. You're done. You're at the what's called you're in a match where somebody is about to time you out. They're just backing up the whole time, just backing up, running away, and you got like way less health than them. It's like, geez, how did I get in this position? Bro, you didn't play right the whole time. I mean, at that point, whatever happens, you deserve it. Because I mean, why are you in that position? So, I would say that there are no scrubbiest ways to lose. They're just the ones that make you the maddest, I would say.
This man E sound like you campaigning for all the scrub lords. Like you must play the Lena in USF4. You must play Dark Phoenix in UMVC3. Anyway, go ahead, Devin.
I just respect the game, man. Like I just respect the game. It's
Like Bison
people
Psycho
you
crushes you in Alpha 3, and you was like, fair.
I'm like I mean, like it is what it is, man. Like, why are you jumping all the time? Like the only time he's gonna hit you with that really is if you're jumping. Why are you jumping against him if you know he's gonna do that? That's all right, I'm done.
Well, after Mr. E said that, I might have to disagree with him because there's definitely a few that I feel are very scrubtastic. First, I want to tell a small story about a friend that we know, gentleman by the name of Robert Ivy. I don't think he knows him. I think Rexon might know him. I forgot what game it
Shout
was,
out
maybe
to Rob.
Marvel 3. But he was playing some game with somebody. He lost to a timeout. And I'm not going to say his exact words, but he was like, time? What is time? And that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Like somebody lose the time. It's like, time? What is time? Fight me. But anyway, I can think of some, but I think the one that probably grinds my gears the most, and it's just like You ain't no good. You never be good. And the only reason you won is because you did it to me. Ring outs. I just, especially in Virtua Fighter ring outs are the
Here we
absolute
go.
worst. I mean, because you just from what I remember my experience, you could just literally fall off the stage just from being at the edge of the stage and like
Yeah,
blocking
the tip
attacks.
of your pinky fall off of it.
So I just don't like that. But like specifically from my time playing Soul Calibur, um, like there was times I was bodying a person, just like you just not winning, and they just get this lucky like. You catch me slipping for like half a second and get this lucky ring out. And I'm just like, bruh, bruh, you was getting mollywopped from Waffle House to Huddle House, and then you was like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw you off the stage. I win." Like, bro. I mean, I don't know. I just it's always grinding my gears. I just ring outs are just like I get them. They're kind of cool. They're kind of novelty, but at some point, I'm like, just put a wall behind. Just stop it. Put a wall there, man. Put a wall there. Like I one of the most infamous ones is like if you're fighting against like a secret or a nightmare, please be careful. Watch your feet. Because if your back is against the edge of the ring, you be bodying the whole match, and all of a sudden, or if their back is against the ring, they just grab your feet, flip you over, and throw you out. And you're just like, well, I did all that work, and then I just lost because he's just like, oh, I got the grab. I mean, it did catch you slipping, so you gotta be on point, but it's still annoying. And I ain't gonna lie, man,
Exactly.
like if you all are familiar with Street Fighter 4, you know that was at the end of the game's life cycle. There was a certain character, man, that was starting this movement. You fight him, you keep him out with your great strong buttons and your disappearing hurt boxes on the screen. You get your all of a sudden you're down to low life. You put your hand in the sky, and then you look up to the sky, and you be like, "Hee-wee!" So definitely one of the more demoralizing ways to win, lose to, because it's like I got you down to all that hell. Then they just take and just get like I don't know if it's like 20% back, maybe something like that. It's like, bruh. And it's already a
Like a
character
boss battle.
a character they can already run away and keep you out. It's just like, bruh, fight, bruh, fight. And I mean, there's been characters before that have healing factors and stuff like healing moves. You got even Yoshimitsu can like grab you and steal your health, stuff like that. But it's just when a character just backs up away from you, just back dashes and then just throw their hand up in there. It's like, all right, well, I see what we're doing here. But I think for certain ring outs got to be to me one of the scrubbiest ways to lose in a fighting game, man. Get your hands off me.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with the original poster. And it's probably just because the Alpha series was really the first batch of fighting games I ever played. So, M. Bison is ingrained in my childhood as like somebody that would just rob you of many victories. Your life gets low, he's like oppressing you and stuff like that, doing all types of stuff. And then next thing you know, you find yourself like cowering in the corner and doing down back, like, please. And then next thing you know, you're like, all right, I'll leave you alone. You back up, like, thank the Lord he off me. I can finally do some Psycho Crusher. And then next thing you know, it's like, even if you block, it's like your character just block and then just faint and fall out. And it's just like too many times that has just happened. And I'm like, well, let me go ahead and like try to pick another character because I guess that one didn't work. But Chip is definitely like one of the ways I hate to lose, especially in Alpha 3. They tease you and they'll put like a piece of cheese on his icon. And it's just like, so not only are y'all gonna do me like this, you go clown me and get this man like a piece of cheese for what he did to me. Like, come on, man. Another way I hate to lose is I hate poison characters. Like, poison characters are just trash. Like, you go sit there and poison me, and my life gets slowly taken away for all this time. So, of
It's
course, the
propaganda.
Fang player here is, not going to agree. He also played, what was the dude named? The DD dude from Fighting EX Layer.
You talking about
Whatever.
Doctor in Dark?
Yeah, whatever his name is, that trash dude.
The player.
And just all the other poison characters, it's just like, bro, like, you didn't win. Like, I got sick, I lost due to affliction. Like, you didn't kill me. Like, you trash. I mean, ring outs were pretty like terrible. You know, like you doing a dude grease the whole time, and then next thing you know, he hit you with a rising move, and you just like, I should have won, as you fall off the stage. Um, but so that always sucked. But I definitely think like Chip and losing, like being poisoned, has always been like, you know, my top ones. And I'm just like, man, you didn't win that for real, bro. Like you, man, come on. Like it's like when Goku was sick and went up against Android. What was it? 18, 17? No, it was
19,
19. 19.
19.
Yeah, went up against him, and the dude sat on him, beating his chest in, and everybody just like, "Oh my goodness, if Goku loses, what we gonna do?" Is like that wasn't a real battle. That man showed up with a bad heart, bro, and got beat up like that. That wasn't no real loss. But you know, and of course, my boy Vegeta came in and saved the day because you know he always the goat. But yeah,
I got
that's
it
what I
all
got.
right.
Chip and Poison. Anybody else got anything they want to add?
Like I said before, if you lose to those things, you are already put in a position like you're already in, like you've already made so many mistakes. You're at the point where it's like, oh man, I just lost to that. Yeah, you lost to that because what are you doing? How, like, if you get wrung out, right, by like, Siegfried or Nightmare, bro, you already know what they're going to try to do if they get near the edge. Don't go there. don't don't be there when the move happens. You know what's going to happen. You've been like, oh man, like maybe if I can beat him before he gets up. No, what's he gonna do? He's gonna flapjack. He's gonna grab you by your feet and throw you over his head. And you're gonna be like, oh man, I lost by ring out. Yeah, you lost by ring out. You put yourself in a position to lose by ring out.
I
Like
put
you were
myself in a position to win.
He got
no,
on
you
a
didn't.
Philadelphia
You did the exact
76ers
opposite.
jersey. He's probably just come up with so many different ways to justify losing.
Oh man. Oh, I don't know, man. I, I don't know, man. I just my personal
Yo,
opinion. I've lost plenty of matches, but you know what? I don't blame the other person for me losing. Like, I think, like, what I'm gonna be like, oh man, I lost by ring out. Well, that's one of the ways you can lose. Like, if you're playing Virtua Fighter, you're at the edge of the mat, and you're getting not, and you're blocking, and you fall off the side, and you say, oh man, like that was a scrubby way to win. I'm like, bro, you were playing scrubby. Why are you at the edge of the mat blocking? Like, if you're at the edge of the mat, it's not like you were pressing the advantage. You weren't in an advantageous situation if you're at the edge of the mat
I
blocking.
was
You
about
were
to be.
losing anyway. No, you weren't. You're about to
I don't
lose
mean you
because you're at the
losing.
edge of the mat blocking.
I could have
Yeah,
been
it
blocking with
does.
more health. I could have
At
been in
the
the
edge
lead.
of the at the edge of the mat, at the edge of the mat. Why were
I
you
didn't
at
get a
the edge of
chance
the
to
mat?
shift my feet.
Excuses. No, that's an
That's just
excuse for
facts, man.
losing.
That's just
That's an
facts,
excuse
man.
for losing. Like that. Those are excuses, sir. Those are
Nah, man, that's
excuses.
facts, man.
I'm talking about taking personal responsibility for your own losses. You don't want to lose by chip. Why is your health so low that somebody can just thump you on the forehead and you die? Like, how did you get that? You didn't get that way because like just by happenstance. You didn't start the match that way. You got there because they beat the crap out of you. Like if you want to
Or they
win,
poison me.
beat them up. Beat them up. Like win the match.
Or they got my health low by some, like I said, by poison, which is janky and stupid and should never be in
Don't get
games.
poisoned, man.
What you mean?
Don't
Like
get poisoned. Like
Fang can
it's
literally
the
do
same
like
thing where people
this,
talk
and
about.
then globs of poison go all over the screen. Like what I'm gonna do? Just
I
like
mean,
back
it's
up
just
and
like
try
when
to
you
get like.
say
Eventually, I'm gonna run out of space.
it's like, oh man, grapplers are so tough, so tough. I'm like, bro, don't get grabbed. Like, don't get grabbed. You can jump, can't you? You can jump. Like, don't get grabbed. Don't
Tell
get
the
grabbed,
MMA
bro.
fighter that he on his back looking at the lights, man. Don't get grabbed, bruh.
I'm like, yo,
Be
you know
like
what?
this.
That is a completely different circumstance, sir. that, that is a completely different
No, bro,
circumstance.
you don't get grabbed, bro.
Like, I mean, like you're playing like what's called Soul Calibur or something, and like if Astaroth is getting close to you and he's like right here next to you, what do you think he's going to try to do? He's not going to try to shake your hand.
Talk
He's not going
trash
to
to
try to
me.
do like a horizontal move. He's going to try to grab you. Duck.
I mean, he seemed like a trustworthy gentleman. I went in for the handshake.
Just took the grab. Oh, geez, I got grabbed by Astaroth. Yeah, you got grabbed by Astaroth. What do you think he was going to do that close? I don't know.
I mean,
for the handshake.
I mean, this. I can understand saying don't put yourself in them situations, but how many times are you going to play a Soul Calibur match where it's the ability you're on the stage where it's the ability to get ring out, and you never find yourself by the edge of the stage? It's just like in the midst of battle, it's going to happen, or just
Yeah.
like, hey man, like why'd you let your life get so low? It's like, bro, I ain't Daigo, we fighting. Like I ain't gonna come out, you know. I ain't just the overlord that's gonna be beating the man to death every time, and I always end up with 75% of my life by the time he had 2%. But I mean, I understand the logic. It's just like, hey, if you don't want this to happen, there's so many different ways for it not to happen. But with so many different matches, so many times you play, the chances are that you're not just gonna be in positions most times to where it's just like I can stop the thing that I hate the most from happening to me. So especially things where it's like stage interactables. Like I'm on the stage, we fighting, we moving, we tussling, we moving furniture. We like eventually somebody gonna end up by the edge probably. So just my
Yeah, so
take.
ring them out, man. Ring them out. Just ring the other person out before they can ring you out. Or you just be like, well, they rung me out, but at least I lost the match. But at least I have my pride that I didn't ring them out. No. So,
Well, anything else you got to add, Mr. Gamer, before we move on?
I said what I said, man.